Time for Media Watch. James Creedon is with us, revved up as usual. On January the 1st next year, the EU celebrates 10 years of the euro. James is asking, or will they? Go on, sir.
Well, the EU is celebrating it anyway, even if the currency does.
We still have the euro. That's the question, isn't it?
Well, a lot of people have been saying we mightn't. A lot of experts have been saying, look, we don't know. Will this currency manage to survive into 2012? Well, the EU is presuming it will. Let's have a look at one of the videos that they have put online. Very positive stuff altogether. And I think we have a little clip of it that we can show you now. And what it basically shows is bridge building, sort of the origins of Europe coming out of Italy and Rome, and this woman coming off a Grecian urn or something like that and walking across this bridge, and it's all extremely positive, and this, you know, beautiful image of, you know, Madame Europe, whatever the hell she's meant to represent. And it's all very optimistic. And at the end of it, she starts waving around a €5 note, which wouldn't buy you very much these days, but she seems to be able to buy a lot at a particular market that she's at.
So she's still using euros.
She's still using euros.
Well, I suppose she has
and plans
she's in the
to
ad.
continue to do so. Well, the ad, which is on this website, the Euroactiv website, and it's also on YouTube. Well, the top comment, I think, says a lot about what people think about this. YouTube allows you to comment on the videos, and the top comment is, ha ha ha, this is hilarious. We're supposed to celebrate what? Van Rompuy isn't an elected EU president, Barroso is not elected, and oh, the euro has done so well, hasn't it? So anyway, somebody being very cynical about it all. And it's worth pointing out that
It's true though, isn't it? Van Rompuy and Barroso aren't elected.
They aren't.
Yeah,
and the euro is going. I mean, there was this meeting in Paris today between Merkel and Sarkozy, all about saving the euro. And today, on the front page of Le Monde, there was an article about 1/3 of French people who now want to go back to the franc. So things are, a lot of people obviously a little bit less positive about the euro than that lady is in the ad.
Any nostalgia for the punt in Ireland? Ireland, of course, where you're from, well, use the euro.
I suppose there's a bit of nostalgia everywhere where things aren't going so well. So I think some people are saying,
in the UK, if they try to change their money, I think there'd probably be a revolution.
no chance of pulling the Brits into the euro at this stage.
No chance at all. I think there'd be more chance of getting the Brits to say they were, you know, French than getting to the euro. Okay, what are we moving to next, James?
All right. Well, I mean, I suppose there's an awful lot of coverage online about this and about reforming the European treaties. And speaking of Ireland, the Financial Times is saying Ireland is very anxious about any EU treaty changes being limited, because remember back in 2007, the Lisbon Treaty, any changes to the treaties, Ireland has to have a referendum on it, and it slowed the whole thing down in Europe. So they're very concerned in Ireland that the people would reject any changes to the treaties.
Sarkozy and Merkel to sort of say it's bringing this new treaty by March. I think again they're a bit ahead of themselves, because the last treaty took 8 years to negotiate, didn't it? And
That's
then,
it.
As you say, votes,
rejecting
else,
it. So certainly, from the attitude in the Irish government is putting another referendum to the people is maybe not a good idea right now. The Economist and lots of other people tweeting about it, saying, look, they can still avoid the apocalypse, but only if they act boldly and quickly. And actually, the apocalypse was one word that came to mind just very quickly. A load of photos. It's December, so the 45 most powerful images of 2011. I mean, just incredible pictures going back through the year. That was at 9/11, the memorial in New York. Sad, You had this whirlpool that was created off the Japanese coastline in March 11th after the tsunami. This picture here is before and after from a tornado in Missouri. I mean, just amazing pictures right down through the year. And this was of the London riots. That was a very, I suppose, a photo that captured a lady jumping from a burning building. And that brings us neatly to the next topic, because the Guardian newspaper in the UK they've conducted a study along with the London School of Economics into the riots in London over the summer, trying to find out what the causes were. And it's a very interesting study indeed. Reading the riots, there's going to be one article a day for the next 5 days about it. So just very quickly, Mark, what they said today. Remember, there was a lot of talk at the time about the use of Twitter and Facebook and how they were used to organise people. Well, actually, they're saying Twitter and Facebook really very marginal use in terms of organising the rioters. However, BlackBerry Messenger, that was used extensively, and that did organise a lot of people in terms of where they turned up in London and across the UK.
They put people in jail for their use of Facebook at that time, didn't they?
Right, they did. And I suppose what they're saying here is, look, it was more marginal than we thought at the time. Also, why did rioters take part? A lot of anger with the police was what they got, what was picked up. Also, a deep sense of economic and social injustice. Now, bearing in mind they interviewed, or they analysed 1.3 million words records of first-person accounts in this, and also 2.5 million riot-related tweets. Also, gangs. Apparently, David Cameron said they were at the heart of the riots. He said this report says they actually weren't. They had a marginal role to play. So it's an interesting insight into those riots during the summer.
James, thank you very much indeed. James Creedon with Media Watch.